All right, Battletech enthusiasts, we're making our way through the 3028 technical manual, and we're at the very end of the medium mechs, the entries for the medium mechs. We're exploring the Shadowhawk in this vlog, and then we're going to tag team it with the Wolverine, two very, very iconic and interesting mechs. And as always, if you're new to this review series, as we work our way through the tech manual, we're building the checklist. We're asking the questions, what does this mech do well? What are the tactical advantages? And the disadvantages, how do we minimize them? How do we complement them? How do we prevent our opponent from exploring them? Giving you some ideas and asking the question, does this mech have a place in our collection, in your collection? So jumping in with the Shadowhawk, we have the ability still walk, run, and jump. And I want to say now as we're getting towards the higher end of the medium mechs, the line is going to start to become blurred, where you can have some higher tonnage medium mechs engaging some lighter, heavier mechs. I still don't necessarily want to go toe-to-toe because a heavy mech is still a heavy mech, but I consider even in the higher tonnage medium mechs, I want them to be jump capable. When we explore this against the light mech, I want all of my light mechs to be jump capable. They need to get into position to recon, to get out of there. If they're not jump capable, either there has to be good reasons. They have extreme speed or they mounted some sort of crazy weaponry that you wouldn't necessarily see on a light mech. I still kind of feel that with the medium mechs because we have more weapons. Not that I ever want to get hit. We do have some tonnage. It's got some bite. We could take a couple of hits here. But the jump capability is twofold. Not only to get you out of position when things get a little bit crazy, especially if we're in the narrow confines of city tech, city fight, urban combat, but also to, based on the initiative, and this is, I feel, key for medium mech tactica, based on the initiative scale, if I can get, after you moved your pieces, if I can get in there with that medium mech, fire off the jump jets, get into position, the fact that I have a couple of primary weapons, that I have a couple of good damage-dealing weapons, that could be a game changer. So I want to have jump capability. And with the Shadowhawk, we have that. So jumping in, we have 4 weapons mounted on this machine. We've got an autocannon 5, a long-range missile 5-pack, SRM 2-pack, and a medium laser. The first thing that I notice is we have 2 bands here. We've got a long-range band and a short-range band. And we've got, while we don't have matching weapons in each, which is redundancy, we at least have something that can fire complementing each other. So if I see a target in the distance, I can hit you with the autocannon 5, and I can fire away with the LRM 5. And likewise, as we close, I can still use the autocannon and the LRM, but when we get much closer, then I can switch over to the short-range missile 2 and the medium laser, keeping into account heat management, of course. The challenge here that I see, and this is just a personal opinion, this is a very kind of good, a little bit good at everything, jack of all trades type mech. I guess it's the Bard of the Battletech universe in that if this is with a lance, if it's attached to a lance, it can lay down constant firepower, sustained dice at any range. It can engage, put enough down there if it has to go 1-to-1. It doesn't have a PPC. It doesn't have an autocannon 10. One would say the damage factor is a little bit lighter because it's capped, in theory, at 5 or less. But it has an answer for something. And combined with the walk, the run, and the jump, it's a solid machine. The choice that I see with this mech is that, and we're talking about stock configuration, variants or mech lab, certainly you can tinker with things. It, I feel, has chosen to take the tonnage and rather than mount an autocannon 10 or mount a slightly larger LRM pack, it's kept those numbers down so it could fit everything into that package. So the Shadowhawk is not a brawler. The Shadowhawk is not an alpha strike, although it could fire everything off an alpha strike. It's not something that is going to cripple in one salvo in terms of medium mechs. But having that ability and the versatility of the roles, and we'll really look at 3 as a starting point, this is where I think it has value in a generalized lance. You've got an annoying light mech skirmishing with you, moving back and forth. Maybe it's looking to get position. Maybe it's looking to get you to peel off a lance mate. Or maybe I often run the Thorn, which has a light mech, pretty fast, has an LRM 5-pack, has some medium lasers. The medium lasers discourage other light mechs from getting close. And the LRM 5, I just like to shoot and run, shoot and run, shoot and run. Just kind of pelt you. I'm not going to do anything amazing unless I roll legendary for some crazy reason. But it's a way to probe your lance and see what's happening, see what you're thinking, right? Because we all have our plans, but as soon as someone starts shooting at you, that's when things really begin to change. The Shadowhawk is great for engaging a light skirmisher because it's got that autocannon 5, it's got that LRM 5. That's got the duality, it's got the range. The Shadowhawk has the speed to push ahead a little bit. You can drive off those pesky light mechs. You can try to swat away some of those VTOLs. You could try to lay down some motive hits on incoming skirmisher light vehicles. It's got some push. Likewise, as things close, it works as a great lance mate. If I have a heavier type mech, let's just say another medium mech is working in the lance Hunchback. I say Hunchback because I love the Hunchback. It's got the autocannon 20. I'm going to be trying to run up there with Hunchy and just blast you at point blank. Shadowhawk makes a nice little bodyguard mech. As we're running up there with the Hunchy, I really only have the medium lasers. Autocannon 20, as soon as it's in range, I will start firing. I don't even need to calculate. I'm going to need 12s to hit you. I'm going to still take that shot, put that pressure on you, get your attention. But again, the Shadowhawk can sit there and plink away with the 5s. The AC5, the LRM 5. It can switch to the 2s. It can switch to the medium laser. It has those aspects to add something as I'm on the way in. And if you try to intercept me, it could try to run as a block, some interference. It's got a little bit of everything. The only thing I would caution against, because it's got a little bit of everything, and the damage we're not seeing like the Phoenix Hawk with a large laser, or we're not seeing it mount a medium mech with an autocannon 10, because it's not pushing to that level, you want to make sure that you have some other very, very focused mechs, in my opinion, focused mechs in your lance to make up for those areas that the Shadowhawk is lacking. Okay, your opinion tactically. The mech has a variety of roles. It's got a little bit of bite. It's certainly an iconic mech. The sculpt looks fantastic. It's included in the starter set. It's a good mech, I feel, to have in your collection for a variety of roles.